Howdy guys, and welcome back to more Go Nippon, my week in Japan. In our last episode we visited a very high class area of Tokyo with a lot of upscale stores and whatnot, and we got to see the Tokyo Tower and all that fun jazz. But today we're not going to be seeing Tokyo. No. We're going on a trip with these two lovely ladies to Kyoto, which is not Tokyo. That's about all I know about it. So, we ready? Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's go. Wallets? Check. Change of clothes? Check. Okay, in that case, our 1 night, 2 day stay in Kyoto. Let's go. It's gonna be fun, guys. I'm really stoked. Now, as for our itinerary from Tokyo to Kyoto, we'll get on this Shinkansen from here at Tokyo Station. Shinkansen? Wow, what is it? Are you that fired up about riding the Shinkansen? Of course I am. It's the Shinkansen. The Shinkansen. Apparently it's a pretty big deal. Not only is it the fastest train in the world, it's no lie to say it's also the safest, most technologically advanced train out there. Okay, I would be pretty stoked in that case. Yes, we should be excited to ride the Kansen. Shinkansen. Wow, is that so? Sure is. I mean, I've been really hoping to ride the Shinkansen at least once. Wow, I'm so looking forward to this. I'm sure you are, but first we need to buy our tickets to get on. Sure, let's do that. First, there are several Shinkansen lines when you get out of Tokyo. The one that goes to Kyoto is called the Tokaido Shinkansen. Tokaido Shinkansen, right? Yes, there are also 3 kinds of Tokaido Shinkansen. Great. Those are the Nozomi, the Hikari, and the Kodama. That's right, the Kodama stops at every station, but the Hikari and Nozomi only stop at the important ones. They're special express trains in every sense of the word. Between the two, the Hikari takes shorter stops at each station than the Nozomi. There's about 500 kilometers between Tokyo and Kyoto. How many miles is that? I'm sorry, I'm not. Oh, I'll find out later. Nozomi makes a trip in about 2 hours and 20 minutes. That's not bad, I guess. That's even faster than I thought. By the way, all the trains cost the same amount, so if you're going to a major station like Kyoto or Osaka, it's better to take the Nozomi. That makes sense, we get there faster. I see. Now about the tickets. To ride the Shinkansen, you'll need both a boarding pass and a special express ticket. Then you'll choose between free seating or reserve seating. Well, free of course. A boarding pass and express ticket, then free seating or reserve seating. A one-way free seating ticket to Kyoto is about 13,000 yen, which is about $111. But a round-trip ticket is a little cheaper each way, so it's best to go round-trip for your boarding pass whenever possible. Well, yeah, we want to come back here. Round-trip, got it. I'll remember that. Now, to buy in Japanese JR stations, there are ticket counters called Midori no Madoguchi, with vending machines in the larger stations. You can also purchase tickets at travel agency counters in some stations. If you go to a travel agency, you can sometimes buy them in a bundle with hotel reservations at discount price. Wow. Oh right, Oni-chan, when we go to Kyoto, make sure our seats are... I got it, on the right side, right? Yeah, you always know what I'm thinking, Oni-chan. Seats on the right side? Why? Because... Nope, I'm not telling right now. You'll see soon enough. Is there something amazing on the right side that I wouldn't know about if I sat on the left? Well, now you've got me curious. I gotta know. There's no way. Then Makoto, pretty please. No way, Oni-chan, don't tell him. Yes, I know. Huh? Now first we'll buy the tickets, then we'll go get our bento and board the train. We're buying bento before we go on the train? Of course, long ago they had restaurant cars on the Shinkansen itself. But as the travel times got faster and faster, they stopped doing it because there was less need to eat a sole meal on the train. Yeah, 2 hour trip, 2.5 hour trip, roughly. That's nothing. So, sort of in place of that, they started selling special bento in the larger stations known as Ikiben, that usually contained the region's specialty food. Eating an Ikiben while chatting with friends and watching the scenery pass by is part of the fun of the train ride. Yeah, I've never been on a train. I've always wanted to go on a train though. That'd be so much fun. In other words, it's a way to make the trip itself special. That's exactly it. It's not just mode of transportation, but a part of the journey. This is getting really exciting. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So we just bought our bento and got through the gate. Now we wait for the Shinkansen to arrive. Shinkansen, Shinkansen. He was excited as a child. But it's here! It's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here. Come on, let's go. We're gonna miss the train. Oh man, that looks awesome. Just don't stand on the tracks. Oh, that's the Shinkansen. Yes, it's the newest model, the N700. Oh, awesome. It's the real thing. Does it got cup holders this time? It's like a perfectly streamlined form. It's like a smart train. It's amazing. You can tell it's just fast just by looking at it. Look at that, man. Look at the sleek design. Well, it's worth noting that since the trains first started running, the trip time to Kyoto has been reduced by nearly 1 hour. An hour? That's completely amazing when you put it that way. I wonder how hard they must have worked to shrink the time by an hour. That is pretty fast. Come on, it'll be fun for us to be excited, but don't space out or the train will leave without us. Right, the train. I forgot all about it. Oh man, look at the scenery. So, have you calmed down a little? Psh, hell no. You're insane. I've been calm the whole time. Please, you're insane is my line. You've been spazzing out since we got on the train. Now we've been on the train 40 minutes and you've been spazzing out the whole time. I am not. Don't say you're not spazzing. Come on, let him be. There's nothing wrong with him enjoying himself, right? Yeah, I mean, this is totally amazing. These seats are so comfortable. You can recline them so far. And even though we're racing through at 300 kilometers an hour, I don't feel the slightest vibration. Each seat has its own power outlet. That's part of the new model. And you can even connect to the internet, also part of the new model. I can't believe how advanced Japan is with stuff like this. See, you're completely spazzing out right now. Ugh. Now, enough with the flirting, you two. Oh, we're not flirting. Really, from my point of view, it looked exactly like flirting. No, I wouldn't flirt with Akira. If I would flirt with anyone, it's Makoto. That's why I'm telling you we're not. It's gonna sound like you're protesting too much. Come on, Oni-chan, you're always quick to say such strange things. Sorry. Anyway, it's about time. Ah, what is it? It's about time for what? Remember earlier when I asked for seats on the right side of the train? You're gonna learn why very soon. Do you get to pass something awesome? I could actually just the scenery actually scrolls. I can just let it keep going. Ah, it's in sight, you two. Look. Ah. What, Mount Fuji? Mount Fiji? What do they call it? Fiji? Yeah, no, it's Fuji. Why did I say Fiji? Oh, I'm thinking of the bottled water. That's good bottled water, by the way. You should try some. Mount Fuji. The snow-crested peak. I wonder what Mount Fuji means. Like, does it have a meaning, or is it just a word? That gentle slope. It's so peaceful and solemn, but with such a presence. How can I describe it? To just call it beautiful feels almost trite. It's 3,776 meters tall, the tallest active volcano in Japan. Active volcano? Mount Fuji is an active volcano? Yes, it is. Its last eruption was about 300 years ago, and until 15 years ago they thought it might have gone dormant. But when they learned that it was still active internally, they reclassified it as an active volcano again. That's an active volcano? They say that the last time it erupted, the ash reached all the way to Tokyo. So far. When we look at the earlier data, we see that Mount Fuji's eruptions have no set period, but the longest dormant period was a little under 300 years. And as Oni-chan said, the last eruption was 300 years ago. So it could blow at any time. Erupted at any time, yes. There are various theories as to why it's called Mount Fuji. Okay, good. Tell me why. One alternative meaning of the word Fuji is unique, while another is undying. Some theorize that the name stems from unique mountain or undying mountain. An undying mountain. Wow. Here's a little trivia for you guys. Do you know what the tallest mountain in the Americas is? Well, in the North America anyway. Or US. Is Mount McKinley in Alaska. It's over 20,000 feet tall. I don't know how many meters that is, but it's probably a lot. Yes, that exclamation posits that. As an active volcano, the ancients thought of it as a living mountain. A living mountain? Say, can you climb to the top of Mount Fuji? Well, yes you can, although you can only get about halfway up by car. Past that you'll need to climb on foot. Generally speaking, lodges on the mountainside only open in the summer, around July and August, so if you want to climb it, you need to go during that period. I see. Mount Fuji, Japan's greatest mountain. Well, it's a volcano, really, I guess. Someday I'd like to climb it for myself. Dude, come on, man. We know you're not going to climb a freaking mountain. Don't kid yourself. You're excited about a damn train, man. I'd hate to take this guy to like freaking like Paris or something. He'd probably blow his mind. Thank you for riding with us today. Kyoto, Kyoto, please be sure to have your belongings with you when you disembark. Alright, let's go back on the train. That was fun. Oh look, buildings. Oh, we're here. This is Japan's old capital, Kyoto. Wait, it's not the capital? What is the capital of Japan? It's not Tokyo, is it? Kyoto. Kyoto was Japan's capital for over 1,000 years until it was changed over to Tokyo in 1867. That's weird. I always thought Kyoto was Japan's capital. Well, learn something new every day. Apparently it hasn't been for over 150 years almost. For over 1,000 years it was this city and then Tokyo took it. That's crazy. Kyoto became capital in the year 794. Before that, Japan's government was based in Nara Prefecture, and it moved with each change of the head of state. But in 794, they built a new city on this land. It was known as Hainkyo, and its layout was based on the contemporary capital of China. That city remained as Japan's capital for over 1,000 years afterwards. So why was it moved to Tokyo? Such a long time. Huh? But, what's wrong? What year did the Edo period start? In 1603. Wasn't Tokyo the center of government during the Edo period? In that case, Kyoto should have stopped being the capital that year. You make a good point. It's true that the center of Japanese government was moved to Tokyo during the Edo period, but while the shogun in Edo had the real power, the formal head of the government was not the shogun himself, but the emperor here in Kyoto. So even during the Edo period, the Japan government was technically centered in Kyoto. And even when it officially moved to Edo, Kyoto and Osaka next door continued to grow as if they were still the capital, right? That's right. I see. So you could say Kyoto is the city that maintains the tradition, forms, and culture of Japan's good old days. I see. I guess even I think of traditional Japanese culture when I think of Kyoto. But still. But you'd rather be seeing the town for yourself instead of listening to our lectures, right? How did you know that? Because we can read your face like a book, right, Akira? Yeah, especially when you're thinking perverted things. No way. A response like that. Wait a minute, you mean you do think of those things? No, that was just an automatic response, that's all. What, are you saying you're lacking in... Are you saying we're lacking in womanly charms? No, you are not, believe me. What are you talking about? Do you want me to think these things or not? That's... Oh, you idiot. Of course I don't want you to think about it, you perv. I told you I'm not. Come on, Aki-chan, let's put this strange quarrel to rest. Concerning the earlier issue, it's no wonder you're more interested in the modern town. Kyoto is still a major metropolis after all, so it's still gradually changing as new people and shops come in. I see. Now that you mention it, I can see that it's true. Well, as long as we're here, we really should look all around. So let's cut to the chit-chat. It's time for the quick tour. Quick? We're gonna spend the whole day here. And night. Yes, it is. Well, actually, we're spending 2 days here, aren't we? Yeah, 2 days. That's what I've been waiting for. So where should we start? Let me see. I think that's the best place, don't you? That. Oh, I can pick? First, the entry fee there. Oh, I can't pick. Okay, never mind. It's a house. It's a temple. This is Kiyomizu Dera, the most famous temple in Tokyo. Dera is a Japanese suffix meaning temple. So it's the Kiyomizu Temple. Alright, we're learning. Kiyomizu Dera. They say that Kiyomizu Dera was completed before Kyoto became the capital in the year 78. Before Kyoto was the capital, there are temples that old? Kiyomizu Dera is known for the main hall. Is known for how the main hall juts out the side of the mountain. The main hall has been rebuilt over and over due to fires, but the last rebuild was in 1633, so it's still quite old. Wow, that's an old freaking building. It's still built around 400 years ago then. It's standard that the stone buildings of America and Europe to survive that long, but for these eastern wooden structures to last so long shows the care that goes into them. Indeed. I know. Do you know the Japanese phrase jump from the stage at Kiyomizu, meaning to plunge headfirst into something? No, can't say that I do. It refers to this building? Yes, they say that if you screw up your courage and jump from here, your wish will come true. They say that in the old days, many men really would make the jump to show their determination. From here, but it's really far down. Wouldn't you die? Yeah, they say some people really died trying it. I could imagine. Honestly, men are such idiots. Jeez, how did we get into that tangent? Can't help but agree with you there. You calling yourself an idiot, man? Come on, have some self-respect. As long as we're here, let's go to the Ottawa waterfall below. The Ottawa waterfall? Yes, it's a small waterfall consisting of 3 narrow streams. The waterfall has existed for over 1,000 years. Back then, people said the water would confer wealth or long life. They loved it as the fountain of youth. The fountain of youth? Okay, let's check it out. Suckers. Looking for the fountain of youth. It's right here. Well, there really are 3 shells of water here. What, do you think she was lying? Each stream confers to its own blessings. From right to left, they confer academic success, health, and love, respectively. Do I have to pick, or can I just go under all 3? Academics, health, and love. So then, starting from the right, I take some water from each and drink it. Okay, let's start with the water of academics. Now the water of health, then the water of love. Whew, it's delicious. It really could be the fountain of youth. Dude, it's not the fountain of youth, man. Come on. Because everyone would be here if it were. Now that I think about it, you guys only drink from the health and love springs and none from the academics one. How come? They're probably straight A students. They don't need their help. Well, right. Yes. What? You both look so serious. The truth is, it's said that anyone greedy enough to try to drink from all 3 rivers will be denied their blessings. Could have said that a couple minutes ago. Now I'm gonna be cursed for all eternity or something. What? Wait, is that true? Yes, I'm sorry to say. Well, it's too late now. Can I put some of the water back? Why didn't you tell me that earlier? Because I would have made it so much less funny. Akira, I don't like you. Sorry about that. It's okay, Makoto. It was probably an honest mistake on your part, but Akira, that face. She's so serious. She knows what she did. So I didn't learn any blessings today? I didn't learn any blessings? Man, I could have used those blessings in love at least. 2 cute girls? Come on. Ah, now that I think about it, Makoto and Akira both drank from the love spring. Ooh, I wonder why. First, the entry fee. There. $3.34. Now our next Kyoto sightseeing spot is here. It almost seems criminal to charge people to see these great wonders. Whoa! This is the Kinkaku-ji. Ji is a Japanese suffix meaning temple, so it's the Kinkaku Temple, an alternative reading of Dara. Kinkaku. The kin in Kinkaku is a reference to the grand golden color of the temple. The name is actually a nickname. What's its real name? I know it. It's the Rokuan-ji, right? That's right. You really know your stuff, Akira. Hold your applause until the end. I still know lots more about the Rokuan-ji. Then why don't you tell us about it, all about it? And leave it to me. The fact is, there was already a temple here in the 13th century, but the noble who commissioned it was put to death for conspiring against the emperor, and it fell into ruin. Then, around the end of the 14th century, the shogun Ashikaga Yoshimitsu fixed up and built a new temple, which he called the Rokuan-ji. Wow, is that really what happened? Yes, she's exactly right. Wait a minute. Why are you asking? No need chance for confirmation. No reason, just wanted to be sure. Let me tell you this. This isn't all I know. I also know that when the temple was completed, the grounds around it were larger, and that it was completely burned down once. Burned down the temple? Was it in a war or what? Sorry, it burned down just 60 years ago. It was arson. Arson? You mean someone set fire to it? Yeah, in 1950 by a young monk still in training. I bet you he didn't pass. A monk committed arson? That's right, the temple was already a famous national treasure at that time, so it caused a huge stir, as it would, no doubt. I see, that makes sense. Then, a world-famous author named Mishima Yukio wrote a novel about it. The name of the novel is, of course, Kinkaku-ji. So original. Wow, Kira, you really know a lot about the Kinkaku-ji. I told you I knew a lot about it. So, have you read the novel? No. So you don't know everything. Oh dear. Mishima Yukio is Kinkaku-ji. Kinkaku-ji has been translated in many other languages, so you should read it if you get a chance. Sure, I will. And I recommend you all read it too. Because I might actually read it. If I can find it. For a good price. He probably wrote it after visiting the place for himself, so it'll probably be more interesting now than if I read it before. Than if I read it before. I'll be sure to look around for it when I get home. I think I might try to read it when I get home too. I see. I think you would get a lot out of it, Akira. Kinkaku-ji, huh? The walls are stuck with gold leaf, so it's as gold as the name suggests. I'd heard that ancient Europe referred to Japan as Jipang, the land of gold. But looking at this, I can see why Marco Polo would have felt that way. What do you think of Kyoto so far? Let's see, at first I wasn't really seeing the town's history and culture at all. But the more we walk around, the more I feel the traditional atmosphere is seeping in all over. That's right. Kyoto has a lot of temples and shrines, so you can walk from temple to temple and shrine to shrine. Just walking around can give you a deep impression of the town. Yeah, that's really true. But how do I say this? It's more than that. There's, like, even among the smallest shops in town, so many of them sell traditional craft goods, so that they also give me the impression of a town that values its history. That's true. While Kyoto continues to expand, the city as a whole does protect its traditions. I think that's what makes it so amazing. Because everything's history while taking in the new, eh? That definitely is Japan in a nutshell. But now that I think about it, I think Tokyo has a similar sort of atmosphere. With Kyoto, it just feels like a whole lot sharper. When I think about it that way, Kyoto really is like a representation of Japan itself. Ah, that's it. There's one thing that surprised me to coming to Kyoto. Surprised you? What was it? You know, the language? Language? Ah, I see. Because it's not like Tokyo Japanese? That's right. It's a dialect, right? The accent and the words people use here. It's nothing like the Japanese I know. That's true. People in Kyoto and nearby Osaka and Kobe speak what's called Kansai Ben. Kansai Ben. Kansai Ben. Yes, specifically. Kobe and Osaka and Kyoto all have their own dialects, but the general term for it is Kansai Ben. Kansai Ben, I see. It's hard for even native Japanese to imitate Kansai Ben. It's a unique way of speaking. I see, but how should I say? It feels like it has its nuances that I don't hear in the Japanese of Tokyo. That's true. It's a fast-paced and kind of funny. That's right. When you listen to an exchange, it almost sounds like they might be burst out laughing. You remember what I said before that Kyoto was the capital of Japan long ago? While that was going on, the city of Osaka was also developing next door. Osaka developed as a merchant city. They based their lives around merchant culture. So I think their language developed around the interaction between a shop owner and a customer. Making the customer feel comfortable is so important in the business world. You mean they make them laugh so that they relax and feel more like buying things? That's just my own speculation, but I wonder if it might not be true. The real Kansai has done a lot to develop comedians and comedy culture, so you might hear Kansai Ben on TV too. Now that I think about it, it sounds really cute when girls speak it too. We don't speak Kansai Ben. Does that mean you don't think we're cute? Oh, always twisting the words around. That's not it. That's not what I was trying to say at all. So you're saying you wish we both spoke Kansai Ben? That's right. That's exactly the same complaint. Even without speaking Kansai Ben, I think we make a good comedy team, don't you? I don't know. Tell me a joke right now. I'm still waiting. Anyway, let's go to one last place today. It's very close to where we are now. What kind of temple is it this time? Oh my, we're not going to a temple. I've had my fill of temples, honestly. Let's do something else. Really? Then where are we? It's a road. Awesome. Ta-da! This is Kyoto's premier entertainment district, Gion. I'm amazed already. Wow, but the buildings still have an older, refined feeling to them. The town of Gion is the gateway to the Yasaka Shrine. It's basically a town that sprang up along the road to the shrine. The name Gion comes from the fact that Yasaka Shrine was once known as the Gion Shrine. I see. So is there something on this street? Like what? Well, it's certainly a very beautiful street and it has this refined atmosphere, but isn't there like a famous building or... Yeah, there's nothing like that here. But in its place, oh look, there, walking towards us. Walking. Ah, what is it? There's a woman walking towards us. Is it a geisha? Tiny red lips on a face made up in white. Such a beautiful kimono. Is that a high-class geisha? It is a geisha! There's a really good movie called Memoirs of Geisha. You should watch it, it's really good. Sort of, but geisha is only for Tokyo. In Kyoto they are called Giko. I didn't know that. Okay, it's a Giko, not a geisha. I correct myself. Giko. It's like a lizard. Yes, and young apprentice Giko are known as Maiko. She looks young, so she's probably a Maiko. Ah, she just turned to us and bowed. She's so cute. I want to see an animated. Oh. Hey, Oni-chan, I hear back in the day Maiko were girls around 10 years old. Is that true? That is what they say. 10 years old? They started that young? Yeah, because Maiko and Giko would play instruments at banquets and sing and dance, they were like flowers, used to add life to a party. And men of high standing and rank would come to them. So in order to keep them from offending anyone, they received strict instructions and discipline and manners from a very young age. That's the kind of system it was. So for all its beauty, their world was a harsh one too. Kind of like a flower when you think about it. Yes, but these days it's seen as problematic to make children work so hard. Nowadays, you can't begin Maiko training until you finish school. I saw on TV before too that there were fewer and fewer women who wanted to become Maiko these days. I guess that's true in all countries. Jobs that were standard long ago are gradually declining. It's too bad, but yeah. But then the TV said that more people want to do it nowadays compared to before. But they say that the training is so strict that many people just up and quit. So it looks like people want to do it, they just can't handle the pressure. That makes sense. Seems like it would be a very hard life. Just because you want it doesn't mean you'll succeed. Words of wisdom, guys. But Maiko and Giko are part of an amazing culture. There must be more people who want to carry it on. That's it. As long as we're here, why don't we call a Giko tonight? And unfortunately, that's not possible. Why not? The girls will refuse first-time customers. Most people have to be referred by an existing customer. Aww, that's disappointing. I see. There are some exceptions lately. I hear there are some events where you can hire a Giko for a brief period of time, but it probably takes a lot of money, right? I see. I guess that's true. Yeah, I understand that. It was just an idea. When you say it like that, I can tell you're really upset about it. I told you I was joking. I don't think you were. Anyway, as long as we're here, we should stop by the Osaka Shrine, then back to our hotel. Okay. Yay, another shrine. Whew. We visited the Osaka Shrine, which was beautiful. Of course, we didn't get to see any of it. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry if you're disappointed we didn't see the Osaka Shrine. But we saw some other shrines, so it was all good, and some temples and stuff. So our hotel might be more humble than the halls where Giko performed, but it was still a nice place. The food in Kyoto tastes completely different from the food in Tokyo, too. Kyoto was a nice place, not at all inferior to Tokyo. Just one day doesn't seem like enough to experience it all. But tomorrow I go back to Tokyo, and in 3 days' time I go home. I've got to make the most of Japan in the time I got left. That was a fun little day we had, wasn't it, guys? We learned a lot. So with that, I'm going to cut it off here, and I will see you in the next video where we get to go back to Tokyo.